Florentino Pérez is going after a Man City star. Real Madrid are planning a massive move. Hilal are giving Newcastle a mind-blowing ultimatum. Arsenal are bringing in a top striker. And Pep Guardiola is plotting a sensational return for Cole Palmer. But before we dive in, as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, a massive thank you to all the channel sponsors. A special shout out to K. Tengel Sandstad. Your support means the world. If you'd like to back the project and grab some cool perks, hit that join button just below the video. Right then, ready? Let's get into the latest transfer rumours. English football knows a thing or two about regrets after all, and we're not talking fans or players here, it's Manchester City themselves. Get this. Guardiola and the crew are dead serious about bringing back Cole Palmer, the very lad they let go to Chelsea 2 years ago. Now, City's reportedly ready to splash €170 million to see him back at the Etihad. For a player they flogged for about €47 million, all to fix their own mistake. But was it a mistake? You decide. Cole Palmer smashed 40 goal involvements in 45 games in his first Chelsea season. That's not just a breakthrough, that's top 3 in the world form. He became the engine, the chief creator, the bloke dragging the Blues almost single-handed. While City was scratching their heads on how to fit him into their star-studded machine, Enzo Maresca just gave Cole freedom. And he bloomed. So much so that now PSG, Real Madrid, and good old Pep are racking their brains. How do we nab this genius? But hold up, Chelsea have their say. Untouchable. Palmer's deal's extended to 2033. He's buzzing at the club, dreaming of silverware, and, crucially, not itching to head back to Manchester. Even whispers of a €250 million bid from PSG haven't budged his loyalty to the current setup. City's got their eyes on him for a reason. De Bruyne's out of the picture now, and Palmer's the ideal guy to take over, with that same vibe and quality. The cornerstone for the team of tomorrow. But the rub? That tomorrow's probably not with them. Chelsea are banking on lads like Cole. Young, hungry, primed for growth and conquering Europe. When you've got a player dishing out Premier League star seasons with an English passport to boot, selling him's off limits. Right now, as mad as it sounds, City's tactic is hope. Hope his mood shifts, the club softens, a crack appears. But honestly, none of that's on the horizon yet. So, the big question for you lot. If you were Palmer, would you go back to Guardiola and the old stomping ground, or keep building a fresh story in London? Drop your takes in the comments, keen to see whose side you're on in this saga. Federico, Chiesa and Liverpool, a match that never clicked. No drama, no scandals, just cheerio. Summer 2024. Arne Slot rocks up at Liverpool and starts rewriting the script. But Federico Chiesa doesn't even make the prologue of the new project. It all went down without fuss. He just got left out of the pre-season tour squad for Asia. No friendly against Milan, not even a snap in training gear. Just one big ringing silence, which the Italian press have already decoded. Chiesa surplus to requirements at Liverpool. Though when he signed on last summer, it looked dead promising. Cheap as chips, punchy, with upside potential. Just 12 million quid, plus some piddly bonuses. For a player of his caliber, who once tore up Serie A and shone at the Euros, it was basically daylight robbery. But instead of a revival at Anfield, a drab stint of just 14 games and 2 goals, and those in the cups. Now, that's it. Time to wrap up. According to Calcio Mercato, it's heading for a return to Italy for Chiesa. And this ain't guesswork, it's pretty much nailed on. Suitors include everyone you can think of, from Napoli to Roma. Antonio Conte, for one, is dreaming of slotting Fede into his attack, and it makes sense. Chiesa can cover both flanks and nails the rhythm of transitional footy, which fits Conte's setups like a glove. Milan's showing plenty of interest too. Whispers about linking up with Allegri again are doing the rounds on socials, cause under Max, Federico had his best spell by far. Inter and Roma are eyeing him up, but their attacking depth ain't exactly elastic. Back to Juventus? Tasty plot, but as far as we know, the Turin lot have picked another fave, Jadon Sancho. So bridges burned, and the fans probably won't be clamouring for the prodigal son's return anyway. Truth be told, Chiesa Liverpool story isn't even a letdown. It's just an experiment that fizzled. Injuries, settling in, wing competition, manager change, Then apathy. He didn't flop, he just faded. And now a new chapter starts. Sans Liverpool. Flogging him for even 15 to 20 million would be sensible. Cash back, squad spot freed, no harm done. And CHIESA? He'll find his feet. Not in England, but Italy. They remember him there. He might just fire again. Viktor Gyökeres is an Arsenal player. Verbal agreement done. After a week of faffing about, Gunners fans can breathe easy. It's over. Arsenal, the frontrunners for Gyökeres even before the window opened, have finally sealed the deal with Sporting CP. According to Fabrizio Romano, all parties have verbally agreed, and Viktor's set to sign for Mikel Arteta's side in the coming days. 5-year deal, white marker, cheesy training ground photo, the works. Just how we like it. Let's break it down. It started all rosy. Arsenal shot to the front of the queue for the striker. The Swede, fair play, gave the move his blessing straight away. Agents just needed to shake hands, and fans could start the painful wait for the official "here we go." But as usual, things didn't go to script. Sporting fancied a poker game. The Portuguese wanted top dollar, 60 to 70 million euros, no bonuses included. Arsenal, true to their calculator vibes, pitched a more flexible setup. Talks dragged on for weeks. There was a moment it looked dead. Both sides dug in. Sporting wanted more, Arsenal wanted to pay less. Classic standoff. Then the game changer. Gyökeres went, "I'm not showing up for pre-season." The bloke flat out refused to rejoin Sporting and made it loud and clear. Arsenal or nothing. Sporting's president, Varandas, wasn't ready for that kind of brass and was a bit gobsmacked. Lisbon's bargaining power tanked. Compromise found. Arsenal will shell out 63.5 million euros fixed, plus up to 10 million in bonuses. And they managed to stretch those bonuses out over a longer spell, not the 2 seasons Varandas was pushing for. Everyone's fed, and Federico's chuffed. The kicker? The Swede's agent even trimmed his own cut to make it happen. Proper fairy tale stuff. So, Arteta lands one of the window's most coveted strikers. All season, Gyökeres was the guy the coaching staff pictured up top. Not Osimhen, not Šeško, who everyone's forgotten about. Viktor, powerful, quick, versatile, injury-free, and with mad work rate. No wonder he's buzzing to join a club obsessed with pressing and vertical footy. What's next? Medical, snaps, Romanos. Here we go, and probably a hype clip on the club's YouTube. Gyökeres will jet straight to Asia to wrap up pre-season. Chance to slot right in and, who knows, maybe start the season in the 11th. Just need the official nod now. Here's hoping he's the star Lukaku never was for Chelsea. And since we're on done deals, my intel says 73% of you watching aren't subbed to the channel. Verbal agreement on your viewership's in place, but no contract signed. Time to fix that. Here's the deal. I'm your personal Fabrizio Romano, calling my own. Here we go on your subscription. Waiting for that click to confirm. Alexander Isak, probably the hottest striker this summer after Viktor Gyökeres. The guy carrying Newcastle's attack single-handedly is now caught in a proper transfer trap. Before, we were banging on about Liverpool grabbing him with both hands, but now a new player's crashed the party. And it's a heavyweight. Not on the pitch, mind, but in the wallet department. Yep, we're talking Al Hilal, the same lot who've already nabbed Malcolm, Milinkovic-Savic, and Ruben Neves. Now they've got their sights on the Swede. According to L'Equipe and ESPN, the Saudis aren't just eyeing Isak. They've already reached out to his agent and are piling up a mountain of cash to drag him to the Cristiano Ronaldo Pro League. The figure? A cool 130 million euros. And word is, Newcastle are starting to raise an eyebrow at the offer. It's not money down the drain. Isak's been the attack's leader, banging in 27 goals last season, sometimes hauling the Magpies out of the mud all by himself. But here's the snag. Isak's not exactly jumping at the chance to head to Saudi Arabia. He's 25 in his prime, craving Champions League nights, big stadiums, and proper buzz, not scraps against the likes of Al Nassr on a scorching pitch. His agents coolly said Alexander's open to offers, but things aren't all rosy inside Newcastle. Daily Express reckons Isak's after 300 grand a week. Get this, he's on about 120 grand now. The club offered 200, but it's not cutting it. 100 grand a week gap, that's over 5 million a year. For Newcastle, already tiptoeing the financial fair play line and building under Eddie Howe, that's a hefty sum. So Al Hilal are looking at this like, Player wants loads, club can't pay. Step right up, throw money, flash smiles, toss the agent a suitcase, start haggling. Rumour has it their gaffer, Simone Inzaghi, is dead keen on ISAK and already chatting him up with the bosses. But there's a proper hitch. Newcastle don't want to sell, at all. They see ISAK as the heart of their project, the key to cracking the top 4 again. Plus, his contract runs till 2028. He's not on the brink of walking. That gives them leverage to fend off anyone. All this while ISAK was recently training on his own. Normal stuff. Players get tailored workloads, especially after knocks or niggles. But Newcastle fans? Straight into meltdown. He's off, saying his goodbyes, lost to the desert. You know the classic fan spiral when a player skips the team bus for training. Liverpool, meanwhile, are scratching their heads. They'd priced up ISAK, even saw him as a Nunez replacement if they could shift the Uruguayan for decent coin. But with big dogs like Hilal in the mix, it's slipping out of hand fast. So, we're likely in for a proper transfer saga. All summer it'll swing. ISAK's leaving, then staying, then talks on, then talks off, until Hilal might lose it and chuck even more cash. Question is, will the Swede bite? Money's nice, sure, but will he really swap battles with Man City and Arsenal for duels against a team whose name translates to 7 palms and a camel? Time will tell. From what the Spanish press are saying, Real Madrid have decided, enough messing about in midfield, time to snag a rock-solid conductor. And his name's Rodri, one of the world's top holding mids right now. And it looks like no one else will do for Florentino Pérez or Xabi Alonso. No other options. All or nothing. Now brace yourselves. To pull this off, Real Madrid are ready to offer Camavinga, Rodrigo, and 40 million euros on top. As bonkers as it sounds, they're dead serious about it at the Santiago Bernabeu. At Real, they see Rodri as more than just a top player. He's the missing piece they've needed for ages. The bloke who'll take control of the ball, set the game's tempo, and shore up the middle when the attack's flying forward. And that's exactly the type Xabi Alonso's been after. He knows without a strong brain in midfield, no matter how royal the club, you won't go far in the Champions League. You might think, isn't that a bit rich? 2 first-teamers plus 40 mil? Maybe. But remember, we're talking a player who's been consistently elite these last few years. If anyone's going to bring Real the same stability and grit as Casemiro did, it's Rodri. One little snag, though. Manchester City have no plans to sell Rodri. None. Not for 100 million, not 120, not even for Camavinga and Rodrigo. And fair enough. For Pep Guardiola, Rodri's like the queen in chess. Take him out, and the whole setup crumbles. But Florentino's got his own scheme, as always. He knows Rodri hasn't extended his deal yet. The lad might fancy a new chapter, fresh challenges, a different project. Plus, Xabi Alonso's got a way with players. And if Rodri fancies heading home to Spain, who better than Real to swoop in? Some reckon Madrid are just testing the waters. Gauge City's reaction, feel out the Spanish star's mood, and if the chance comes, bam, an offer you can't refuse. Or maybe it happens in 2026, when his contract's up and the price drops to something nicer. For now, it's a strategic wait and see. But if City bite, Florentino flips to we don't count the cash mode. Folks, don't leave the video without reacting. It really helps the channel. Thumbs up or down, ideally now, and drop a comment. We'd be grateful. And now a question for you lot. If you were Manchester City, would you sell Rodri for Camavinga, Rodrigo, and 40 million? Or hold on to him like the apple of your eye, even if the player says, I want Madrid? Chuck your thoughts in the comments. Let's chew it over, 'cause something tells me this story's just kicking off.